I spent years as a journalist in Palestine covering the Israeli occupation, and I can't unsee the parallels between the Israeli military and ICE in the United States.
Soldiers were beating us.
United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE.
ICE agents were wearing masks to conceal their identities. Israeli soldiers.
No badge.
Why are you wearing a mask?
One more time and I will put you in handcuffs.
We saw around 10 ICE officers swarm a man.
I started my career as a journalist in Bethlehem in the occupied West Bank. My work was focused primarily on covering the impact of the Israeli occupation on Palestinian communities in their everyday lives. Now I'm back in the US where I was born and raised, and what I'm seeing unfold in the streets of the US is shockingly similar to what I saw in Palestine. When Renee Good was shot in her car by ICE agents and the US government justified her killing by calling her a domestic terrorist,
an act of domestic terrorism,
I felt like I was having deja vu. Over the years, I have heard that exact same playbook used by Israeli soldiers who kill Palestinians. Renee Good's story specifically reminded me of a story that I reported on in 2020. Ahmed Arakat, a 27-year-old Palestinian young man from the West Bank. It was the day of his sister's wedding and he was out running errands for his family. But because he lived in the West Bank, he had to cross through a network of highly militarized Israeli checkpoints where Palestinians are routinely shot at and killed. So as he was crossing one of those checkpoints, he seemingly lost control of his car and ran into one of the fortified security booths where Israeli soldiers were stationed. As soon as his car came to a stop, he opened the door, jumped out, and put his hands up in the air, seemingly aware of the danger that he was in. But before he could even explain what happened, he was shot 6 times and killed. The Israeli army justified his killing at the time by calling him a terrorist and saying that he attempted to commit a car ramming attack against the Israeli soldiers at the checkpoint. But a major investigation by forensic architecture proved that it was likely a vehicular malfunction and that Arakat posed no immediate threat or danger to the lives of the Israeli soldiers. In other words, he shouldn't have been killed. That logic of shooting first, then justifying the narrative later, mirrors ICE's logic here in the US, and so does the targeting of children. When Liam Conejo Ramos was arrested by ICE, that look on his face was the same terror that I have seen in the eyes of Palestinian children. Every year, Israel detains hundreds of Palestinian children from the occupied West Bank. Right now, there are currently 350 children sitting in Israeli prisons.